What's up, guys? I want to take you through the story about how I joined my first venture-backed startup and I was able to grow their sales from $50,000 per month all the way up to $1 million per month, and hopefully help you guys avoid some of the same mistakes that we made. So when I joined my first startup, I was really excited to join. We had an awesome mission. Little did I know what I was getting myself into here, joining a startup. Sort of just got thrown right into the fire. And because we didn't have proper sales leadership to set us up with the right plan, they had me doing all sorts of things. They had me doing a little bit of cold email, a little bit of cold outreach, a little bit of LinkedIn outreach, and really there was no set plan or strategy. And eventually I realized after a few weeks of nothing really working, nothing producing real results, I realized that my success in this role was going to be up to me. And that's when I decided to take a step back, and I decided to start by looking at the first 30 customers that we did have. I decided we should probably have some sense of who our customers are, so developing ideal customer profiles. And so I started out by looking at the first 30 customers that we got, tried to find different data points, pattern, traits of those 30 customers that made them a good fit for us, develop ideal customer profiles, sort of broke down into 2 or 3 different categories. And then from there, once I had our ideal customer profiles down, I started to build lists of our ideal customers. So that's people who actually want to talk to us, people who actually have the problem that we were solving with our product. It's a world of opportunity out there as a startup, which can be really exciting, but also a little bit overwhelming. And you could try to sell your product to everybody, but really who you want to sell your product to is the 1 to 5% of customers who are maybe 5 to 10 times more likely to buy your product than everybody else. So that's your ideal customers. Once I figured out who our ideal customers were, we're building those lists of targeted leads, and then we ran an outbound email strategy to those folks, and we found that they were much more responsive than reaching out to the random list that we had begun with. Once we were able to prove that we could get some traction utilizing this strategy, it was time to scale it up. And this is where I see a lot of founders, a lot of startups make a mistake, is once they figure out their first marketing or sales channel, they want to pass it off to the next person so they can move on to bigger, better things. They could set up the next channel and really start to scale their business. But what they don't do is they don't build a repeatable process, and they don't properly document the strategy to make it easy to pass off to the next person. So what we did really well was we documented the strategy, we built a repeatable process, and we really set that person up for success who could take over the first sales funnel that we set up. And then I was able to move on to figuring out other sales funnels. And basically what that came down to was testing different ideal customer profiles that we could go after with different messaging. And we tracked all of this through our CRM, where we're tracking different data points and different stats related to our outbound, so that we could see what was working, see what wasn't working, cut out what wasn't working, and double down on what was working. And so through that iterative process of testing, iterating, doubling down, cutting out what's not working, we were able to grow and grow. And ultimately that's what led us to be able to grow from $50,000 per month all the way up to $1 million per month. It wasn't straight exponential growth. Of course, there's a lot of ups and downs throughout the process, but the important thing is that you move quickly, you test, you iterate, and you're constantly improving. And that's what really helped us to get us there. So if you need help with your sales, whether you're just getting started or you want to scale up, feel free to reach out in the email below, and I'll see you guys at the next one.